Are you somebody who wants to master the new D.R.I.V.E system in World of Warcraft Undermined? Are you tired of smashing into walls? Are your driving abilities a source of embarrassment? Do you wish to gain control over your G-99 Breakneck and be admired by onlookers? Well, this is the video for you. Hello guys, I'm LazyBeast, and in this video, I'm going to provide you some tips on how to become a master of the new D.R.I.V.E system. So buckle in and let's go. So let's just make some quick assumptions. You have already unlocked the G-99 Breakneck, maybe you're having some trouble and that's why you've come to this video, or perhaps you're watching this before the patch has come out and you want to get some tips before you get going. So you unlock the car by doing the campaign quests. You'll get this very early on from Nanny to Lula, and she will give you the car and introduce you to your mechanic, Mobber. Now this is the guy you're going to go to customize your car, and I've got a video all about how to unlock the different customizations, so I'll link that in the description below. You can come to this guy at any point to change your customizations, once you have them unlocked, like these here. Now if you're having a lot of trouble with D.R.I.V.E, maybe you should use the engine-controlled cruiser to begin with, to make it a bit easier and smoother for you to drive around Undermine. If not, stick with this one, the G77C Ultra. That will be a pretty good all-round engine to get you going, and it'll allow you to learn the basics and start to master the car. Some quickfire tips when it comes to general utility: keybind the car. This is a mount. Now, this is a separate mount that you can only use in Undermined. It is going to be unlocked on your warband once you first get it, but do put it on a keybind so you can quickly access the mount, or use an add-on like OPI, so you can select different mounts from that. Speaking of keybinds, I highly recommend that you check your keybinds for your bar. So, because of my default keybinds, as you can see here, my initial ones, so 1 through to 4, I've got S and then Q. Because I've got this particular layout on my bar at the bottom here, you will very likely have different to me. When I mount up, you can see that it copies that layout for this bar here too. So to start a job, I've got S. To leave the vehicle, I've got Q, so eject. And that's how you get out of the car. Otherwise, you can just press that button, or start combat, for example, or get stunned by a mob, or dazed. That will also dismount you from your car. So why is this important? Now, as you can see, when you go around in the car, you're pretty speedy, okay? So stopping the car is a bit of a pain. If I want to stop at the, this brolly here, if I just let go, that was just by chance. I stopped at the right time. But if I'm going real quick and I want to stop, boom, I can press Q and I can exit the car straight away. Let's not waste time killing these guys. Please do ignore this UI, by the way. This is not how I have my bars on live. We are currently here on PTR. So keybind the mount so you can access it nice and quickly, and bear in mind your leave key, now your dismount key or eject. That will likely be on a button that's not very accessible, so consider changing this to something accessible like Q, or something that you use that's a bit easier for you to reach. Another way that you can stop your car if you're going pretty speedy is to drift a little bit. So you can drift like this. Simply let go of W, or you may be one of those people that holds both mouse buttons down. So you can either get to your objective and then press Q and dismount nice and easily. I mean it, this is going to save you countless bits of frustration. Or, let's do that again. You can get to your destination and do a little drift, let go of accelerate, drift one side, and you'll be nearly there. That's one way of doing it as well. Not quite as smooth as the old zoom and Q. There you go. Now, speaking of stopping, Blizzard recently added to the PTR the ability for your car to bounce. So previously, when you hit a wall or hit anything face on, you would simply just stop dead in your tracks and have to do this awkward little shuffle, just holding down A or D. So do the little shuffle to get around. But now you'll see, if you hit something head on, like this wall over here, you do a little bounce back, which is quite nice. So you can use this to your advantage. If you bounce the wrong way, just as you come out of the bounce, turn. You will bounce multiple times as well, so it helps you to get out of these awkward situations. It's much easier and much friendlier when you do find yourself wrapped around a fence, like this. Ah, didn't work. They fixed a lot of these things, by the way. So you can boost into the wall, bounce off, and get back on track. This is going to save your ass in races quite a lot, by the way. Now, one of the best things about this car and the way that makes it feel good is that you can drift. And drifting, it feels great. It's lovely. Who wouldn't want to drift in a car like this? But one thing you're going to have to get used to, and you might hate me for saying this, is that less is more. It's very, very tempting, and I can imagine a lot of people are going to do this on patch day when you get your hands on the car to keep hold of a big juicy drift and drift as far as you can. But you can see here, with these little tight drifts, what I'm doing is I'm letting go of accelerate and simply just letting the car do its thing. Otherwise, I probably would not make these corners. Is it slower? Potentially, yes. Does it mean I don't go off track? Absolutely. You can see here, if I keep hold of the drift really long, very quickly I'm facing the wrong way, and I've crashed. I'll demonstrate that again, just for your enjoyment. So go around a corner, big old drift. That one actually paid off. Why does it never work the way you want it to, eh? So big old drift. And quickly, we've gone inside. So tight corner, again, big old drift, so keeping hold of accelerate, you can see very quickly we end up facing the wrong way, and now we're stuck in a wall. You would not make tight turns like this if you were constantly holding accelerate. So it's something you're going to have to get used to. Let go of that acceleration for a bit, otherwise you won't make the tight turns. So to make turns like this, ease off the accelerator and go steady. Otherwise, you end up doing this. Another thing to do is bear in mind your turbo meter. You can see here it's at 80 odd and it's now filled up to 100 because we collected some canisters which are going to give you some boost juice, but also we drifted. If we use the boost, you can see here, it's going to take us down to 67. If we drift some more, it's very quickly back up to full. Nice. It does have a little bit of a cooldown, so you can't boost again while you're currently boosting, but very quickly you're going to be able to use it again. You can see how we keep it topped up though, by drifting. So there's two ways to refill your boost. Drift, or pick up these little canisters, which you can usually find just dotted around the zone. It seems someone has been taking them before we got there. There you go, these ones here. Now these ones are going to give you 5 boost per canister, so a little line is going to give you 15 boost overall. But the absolute most efficient way to refill your boost, especially during races, is going to be to drift. But as we said before, just go easy on the drifts, don't be tempted to accelerate too hard into the drifts, otherwise you'll find yourself in a fence. Now we know that the system is called drive, but the next tick for you is to fly. Now you can actually jump in this car. You can see as we're going perfectly straight and not drifting, we can jump the car, which can sometimes come in incredibly handy in busy, congested or tighter spaces, or when you want to get from an upper to a lower level without making a mess of things. What's quite nice is that you can actually drift sort of while you're in the air. So you can see here, if you want to go from up here all the way down to the lower streets, do a little turn. I'm going to go over here, I'm going to boost and jump. We can fly for quite a long distance, and there's absolutely no issue with hitting things when we're in the air because we're away from all the obstacles, quite simply. That didn't work. So big old boost here, fly across. We literally cleared quite a little messy zone there. There was water. So yeah, use the system to fly as much as you see fit. You can see here, for example, again, this little area with this tight fence here. If we were to come through and try and go on the roads down this way, which would be a real amateur's move, it's much easier to just jump over the fence. So do make use of jump wherever you can. Bear in mind though, you will take fall damage, so if you come from somewhere really high, like on top of a roof, you're probably going to die. But at least you'll look cool while doing so. Do you want to know how to do a donut like this? Basically, what you want to do is get yourself into a bit of a spin, and remember, acceleration is not crucial. If you keep hold of accelerate during this moment in time, you will do a massive circle and look like a fool. Whereas now, we look cool. Quite the opposite. So I'm simply just holding A here to strafe, I'm tapping on W, and I'm holding this space bar down. If I want to change the direction of the drift, simply just start going again. Get into a little bit of a drift, again holding spacebar, but now I'm pressing D instead. So to demonstrate that in full, do a little bit of a drive, slow down a bit, drift, tap W, and just keep that going. There you have it. And if you want to make your donut a little bit bigger, just apply a bit more acceleration. So you can see here, keep my finger on W for just a little bit longer, and we've got a slightly bigger circle than we had before. If you want to go berserk, just keep hold of W, and you can do a massive donut just like this. Oh, that guy's car ruined us there, didn't it? Never mind. So let's do one of the little races using these tips.
Time's a wasting.
So we're going to mount up, and we've got our course here. So we start off at 50% boost. So we're going to go. So we're going to set off and boost, we're going to drift, and hit the wall. Let's try that again. So this is using all default mods as well, none of the new parts. So we're going to set off, get into a bit of a drift to get some more boost going. Again, priority is to keep that boost bar up to the top. We're going to boost now because we've got a nice long straight coming up. A little bit of a drift, another drift to keep us going there. So quite a long drift there, and you can see how sometimes it does slow you down as well. So this would be a great stretch to do another boost. Collect some of those canisters. Little drift just to keep us going. And we're not going too crazy here as well. I held that drift for slightly too long. Oh no. Oh no. Let's start again. So we start off at a 50 boost, and then we're going to try and get that charged up a bit. So a bit of a drift in the first corner to get us some more boost. Drift around the next. So nearly at 72. Boost here because we've got a nice long straight. Bit of a drift. Slight drift again. You see how we're just doing little tiny drifts now. I'm going to boost here because we've got another long straight. Keep that speed up. Some canisters to recharge us a little bit. Just being careful here because we've got quite a bit of dodgy terrain. Drift round the corner. Little drift again into the corner. And round again we go. So there we go. What was that? Silver. Not too bad. We nearly got gold. So you see how we're making use of the little tight drifts. If we'd have done some big long drifts in that course, we definitely would have crashed. And keeping an eye on your boost meter to try and make sure you can use it as much as possible. Whoops. And while I've just made that mistake, I've just got to say, this really is one of those things where practice does make perfect. When you start getting the car for the first time, I remember back when people got dragon riding for the first time, some people, it really did not resonate well with them, and that might be how you feel with the drive system. But don't worry, do keep giving it a go, have some practice. It does just sometimes take a bit of experience to get good at these kind of things. Let's try and get gold in this race. I'm going to begin with a boost to set us off so we get some nice quick speed. I'm going to drift around the corner again, into another drift. I'm going to boost again. See, we're quite low boost now, so we've got to be careful. Big drift around this corner. Need a boost here, but we don't have enough now. This, you see, we're really slow here. If we had a boost, that would have been perfect right there. So it's cost us quite a bit of time using that boost too early. So big drift again around this corner. Nearly lost control there. Drift again. End of the track is near, so we're going to boost. Here's the gold. It's a silver again. Now, kind of similar to how we were last time. Okay, let's go again. So we're not going to boost at the first hurdle this time. Save that for a bit later in. So around we go. Nice, decent drift. Another little drift to get us through here. Now we're going to boost. Drift. Bigger drift. There we go. So we've got some nice bit of turbo for this section here. Boost through the long straight bit. Recharge a little bit. Slight boost again. I'm going to come from this angle this time. Longer drift. Get a bit more boost. And then tight around this corner. Boost. Did we get gold? We didn't get gold, but we were slightly better. You see they're making nice use of that bump into there to turn around. And then if we go quick, Q, we just smart instantly. And there we go. So there's a combination of some of those tips. You just got to keep on practicing, and eventually you will become a Drive Pro. So there we go, guys. Those are some tips to help you master the new drive system in World of Warcraft patch 11.1 Undermined. Let us know what you think of these tips, and do add any of yours down below if you think of any extra tips and tricks for people to use that have benefited you. What do you think of the drive system? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Let us know in the comments. Do consider leaving a like if you have enjoyed this video, and subscribe to the channel for more content about World of Warcraft from me, LazyBeast. Thanks for watching, guys. I've been LazyBeast, and I will catch you next time. Cheers.